As anyone who has ever moved homes can attest, the process is always filled with stress and excitement. Now, when it comes to the decision of how to move or store your belongings, you might be left wondering what to do. Should you use a traditional moving company or maybe one of these portable storage providers like Pods or PackRat or U-Pack? Now, both options have their pros and cons, so let's get into the logistics of each. First, what's the cost of using a moving company compared to portable storage? It's a big question, but on average, moving companies will charge more than portable storage companies. However, the true cost to you can be hard to spot because of the differences in how moving companies charge compared to portable storage companies. So let's start with movers. Local moves, which are moves in and around the same city or area, are typically charged by the hour or maybe at an all-in price. Now, this means you'll either pay for movers as long as you need them, or maybe the mover will quote you for the cost of the entire move. Hourly pricing is more flexible, but knowing the total cost of your move can be better for your planning since you'll get that cost up front. Both hourly pricing and all-in pricing will include materials, labor, and some basic protection for your belongings while they're being handled by the movers. Now, long-distance moves, such as those that cross state lines or exceed 50 miles, are more complicated. So the pricing for movers is typically based on weight and miles traveled, plus any extra services like packing or specialty hauling. Now, most movers will quote you a guaranteed price or something similar with a written estimate. And just with local moves, you'll know the cost of a long-distance move with a moving company up front. Portable storage companies, on the other hand, normally charge a flat rate for container rental and transportation. Then portable storage companies will include additional fees for things like storage time or maybe extra fuel charges. But these prices will not include the cost of things like moving boxes. So make sure you add that to the cost projections that you make. Okay, so now that we understand cost, let's look at security and damage risks when hiring a moving company compared to portable storage companies. So moving companies are held more liable for lost or damaged belongings during a local or long distance move than portable storage companies are. See, movers are typically trained how to load, how to pack and unload in a way that minimizes damages during a move, and it's a skill that you learn that isn't necessarily very intuitive. Conducting training for moving crews helps limit the security and damage risks, and that's the trade-off for not keeping control of access to your belongings during a move. So you're letting trained professionals do what they do best. With portable storage companies, your items are going to be stored in these storage units that you have control over. But you're also going to be liable for damages that occur both from loading and during transportation. Things like damage caused to contents by improper packing, maybe just normal shifting, or even burglary while the container is on site at your home, they're more than likely not going to be covered by the portable storage company. So you'll need to make sure you can pack, load, and unload so that your belongings don't get damaged or stolen. Or you should budget for potential damages or security threats during your move with a portable storage container. Think of it like this. If someone else assumes the risk of moving your belongings on your behalf, they're going to ask for compensation for that, and that's what movers will do. On the other hand, if you're comfortable taking that risk, you can save some money, and that's where portable storage companies can apply. Next up, understand your moving timeline. Do you have a flexible timeline or a hard timeline? Because if flexibility is what you're after, and you have a timeline that isn't so firm, then you might want to consider using a portable storage container for your next move. See, unlike traditional movers or even truck rentals, with a portable storage container, there's no need to rush or pack everything on a timeline. You can pack and load at your own pace and convenience, giving you the freedom to prioritize your time. Plus, you can keep the container on your property as you load and unload. Now, the only downside to this method is that it is incredibly hard to pack in place. And here's what I mean. In the beginning, packing all your non-essentials, it's easy. You don't need them to live your life, but after you get those out of the way, it starts to get harder to pack things like dishes, clothes, sheets, and towels, because you need them to live. What do you do once they're in a box, but you're still living in the home? This problem is why packing yourself is one of the hardest parts of moving. However, the flexibility of being able to pack what you want when you want is an advantage to portable storage to consider. So, portable storage containers allow you to be more flexible with your moving timeline. When is it the case that moving companies are better for your moving timeline then? Well, the trade-off movers give you in return for less flexibility is time back. The total length of time you'll be moving, meaning from the start of packing to the delivery of the last box, well, that's going to be shorter when you're working with a moving company. Movers will provide you an estimated timeline for your move to help you plan. In non-peak times, moving companies should be able to complete the move, including loading all the way to delivery, in a pretty short window. The crews will be able to pack and load you faster than you can. Well, because they're professionals after all. And the moving trucks will likely be able to go directly to your new residence or pretty close. So, what's better? Portable storage or movers? Well, the answer is, it depends. There are pros and cons to both moving companies and portable storage container providers. Your final decision will depend on factors such as your budget, the amount of control you want over your belongings, the amount of risk you're willing to absorb yourself, and the distance and flexibility that you require, and your timeline for moving. So make sure to weigh up the benefits and trade-offs for each option to ensure you choose the best thing for your moving needs.